you're welcome to the FTV Supercook. Today we dive into exciting tip. Food is a language. What language do you speak? Do you speak food language? Food is a language. Everybody likes food. Yes, a powerful reminder that what we eat speaks directly to our bodies, our mood, our fitness, and our overall well-being. Every meal tells a story of balanced nutrition, mindful portion control, smart food composition for body type, and the consistency that keeps you energized, rested, and in a healthy way. As we explore how understanding this language can improve your lifestyle choices and elevate your general well-being. Stay tuned. Your plate is about to start speaking. Yeah, this is FTV at OB Radio FM, right here in the city of Port Harcourt in our studio. This is us bringing food to your table. This is us bringing super program to you. And today's theme is food is a language. Please call into the show on +2341 88143714093. Take that again. Please call into the show on +234 8143714093 to make your contributions. Yes, if you have observations, this is when you can actually call in to make your observations known to us in order for us to move ahead. Yes, if you have an advert you want to place, this is the right studio to use. Yes, you can as well still us on our various social media handle on OB Radio FM. You can as well still download our app on Google Play Store. It is Fitness Talk, Fitness underscore talk show. While on iOS it is Fitness as we deliberate, as we actually dissect the meal food language. Does your actually speak the language you understand, the language that is required? Like us to go on a short commercials. When we return, Superco continues.
Quickly train this is OpenRadioFM.com without stress. The basal metabolic rate determines daily energy expenditure, and daily energy expenditure determines daily calorie intake. Vital criteria is to mark the ratios. Eat clean, train, get. This is.
All right, so welcome back from that short commercials. I don't know why I'm smiling, but then anytime it is super cool program, honestly, I smile because we are going to talk, or we talk. All we talk is all about food, your fitness, portion control, a whole lot of things. But it boils down on what food you eat. What type of body do you have? What kind of food do you eat? What exercises do you actually go on? Do you actually fast? These are the things you should consider as a human being in order to do what to live healthy. Yes, today's episode on Supercook, we shall be discussing a whole lot of consumption of the FCD Supercook program, diving into the powerful idea that food is a language, a universal communication system that sends that speaks directly to our bodies, minds, and general well-being, just like words can give uplift and nourish you. So food sends signals that shape our health, energy, shape our health, energy levels, emotions, and understanding this language helps us make insight, balanced nutrition, fitness, mental health, and joyful well-being. Like I said earlier, before we actually went on that short commercial, show turns, you can call us on +234 81437140. I think that's again. Your call is needed. You call to make your contributions. There are some of you out there that said, this is the kind of food you eat, or this is the kind of food you salivate. Actually, what you think you eat, what your body, what you your body needs. You might not reach your body needs as a eat healthy. We train dirty as well. So in as much as we consume food, it's important that we know that we're supposed to exercise. You're supposed to very active fitness that will also help burn calories and help eat and active. Because active, a healthy person is someone that actually move around and right decisions that can actually make right actually live healthy. Without you being not eating enough, honestly, you won't really live to carry out some certain duties you somehow you have projected or a certain goals you have actually set for yourself to achieve. Then starting with food as a language of nutrition. Every ingredient you choose it. Vegetables speak vitality, fruits communicate freshness, whole grains send signals of steady energy. Lean proteins tell the body lean proteins tell the body to repair and grow. When when we build meals from a variety of whole foods, we communicate love, care, and nourishment to our system. Nutrition is essentially splendid in the language of health, feeding your body everything it needs to function optimally. Food as they have actually said in nutrition, we should be able to know that talking about balanced nutrition, we should be talking about incorporating those six classes of food into our meal in order to make our meals balanced and in order for us to live healthy, just like we said, the whole grain functions of almost all these classes of foods, ranging from the lean protein to your vegetables. Yes, as a human being, as a fitness enthusiast, you're supposed to live healthy, you're supposed to eat, make sure that you eat healthy, balance your meal. Don't dwell on only carbs because you crave for sweet mouth. No. When you crave for sweet mouth, remember it tells it at the end. Yes, some you might actually start immediately to some, you might be towards the period you're winding down your age. That's when you start seeing and observing some certain things you've actually indulged in old age. Then we're not talking about food is as a language is a message of portion control. How do you eat? To some people, let's just consume everything, consume. You prepare your meal instead of apportioning that meal, taking the right portion to eat. But because of I don't know just the best adjective to actually use to actually say this. Some people overeat. You eat more than what your body requires. Yes, maybe because of how tasty the meal is, or how delicious, or perhaps because you got it at a platter of gold, so you want to consume more. Remember, your body needs some certain portion of the meal to function optimally. You don't really need to empty the bowl. You don't really need to empty the pot in order for you to feel that you actually consumed. The right to do is balancing your right. Even the healthiest food can send the wrong message when eating in places. Yes, when you talk about that's the portion control. Please ensure that you take the right quantity. Don't over consume in order to not to let down. Portion control is the grammar of food language. It keeps things structured and then balanced. Eating slowly, listening to your hunger cues, and understanding what your body needs ensures that you hear and understand your responses clearly, preventing overeating, sluggishness, unnecessary weight. It is important, yes, when you eat right, the tendency of you gaining weight so much there, the tendency of you being sluggish or being sluggish or being a late not really be there because what you're eating right, you're eating the portion that is required of your body, you're eating the right supposed to consume. You're not eating as a result of maybe how tasty your meal is, or maybe because someone gifted it to you free. Yes, Please ensure that you know what to eat, know the quantity of food you're consuming to function optimally. Food composition and body type communication. Different friendly to nutrients. Some people thrive on higher protein intake. Others respond to Others respond better to more complex carbs or healthy fats. Understanding your body type, whether ectomorph or endomorph, helps you tailor your food language. Example: endomorphs benefit from controlled carbs and higher proteins. Mesomorphs respond to balanced micronutrients, need more calories and the fats. When you feed your body according to its type, speak clearly and effectively to the unique needs. So it's important to know the kind of body you have. Are you in the group or in the big class of ectomorph and mesomorph, or are you in the group of endomorph? So it is important to your body so you'll be able to the kind of food, whether you need more protein, you need more carbs, or you need more balance. This is what it is actually talking about. This is what we are actually explaining on this particular point. Yeah. So it's right to know the kind of body you have, know your class of body, know the kind of food you should consume more. But above all, ensure you eat right, ensure you exercise your body, ensure you control your meal, your portion, the portion of meal you eat. Please control it. It is very, very important. We will be going on a short commercials when we return. Super cool continues. Let me see the pictures. Those guys, those people. That one where you go first. All right, welcome back from that short commercial. Still on Super Cook TV and as well as the Radio FM. Yes, I am smiling because we are talking about food. Everybody likes food. I want to see that person that says he doesn't like food. Even if you don't really like, at least you like all this sweet smart food, but then it's not if I'm encouraging, it's not if I'm giving it a credit, but then everybody likes food. Without food, you cannot survive. Without food, you cannot function optimally. Yes, this is what we're talking about here. And this is why you need to stay glued, you need to stay tuned to FTV and OB Radio FM in order to get that first hand information, up to date information on the kind of food you should eat. As an ectomorph, as a mesomorph, and as well as an endomorph, you should be able to know the kind of food your body requires, know how to control your portion. This is where you seek the counsel, the advices of food dietitians, nutritionists. This is where they come to play a greater role towards encouraging you and as well as advising you on the kind of food you should eat based on your body type. Yes, they were also talking about food as a language of fitness. Hmm. Yes, some of us don't read or prioritize exercises, but then to some of us who have actually understood that we can't really function without exercising our body, the way our body, we are supposed to carry out exercises on daily basis, at least a minimum of an hour in a day. We should give it to our physical exercises in order to do what to avert NCDs. Yeah, in as much as we're talking about food here. Yes, we also preach some of these things we know and some of the things we need to do to avert NCDs and incurable diseases. So for someone to live without these things, you need to exercise it because what the Health Organization has actually declared and carried out studies that which shows that the only remedy to NCDs are what exercises, physical activities. So without this, that means you're on your way, you're on your path to contacting some of these or all these NCDs, depending on how you live and how you actually eat. Food speaks directly to fitness and energy. A fit body depends on proper fuel. Yes, a fit body depends on what? Proper fuel. What is fuel? This fuel you're talking about is the food they consume. Yes, it is referred to as a fuel. Fuel tells your muscle how to perform, your endurance how long to last, and your metabolism how fast to work. Pre-workout meals say let's energize, while post-workout meals say repair and rebuild. Fitness thrives when you speak the right food language at the right time. Yes, as a fitness enthusiast, you consume food. Yes, in as much as you consume food, you consume the right food, the right proportion. Without this, the fitness actually, your fitness goal cannot actually be achieved when you don't indulge in the right portion and in the right food you're supposed to take or your body type requires. Yes, so you can't just go into fitness and at the end of the day, maybe in your post-workout section, you start consuming what you need and what you don't need. That means your aim for going for fitness will not actually be achieved because what you're really killing it with the quantity of food you're consuming, which your body system does not require. So we talk about food as the language of rest. Rest and recovery are silent chapters in the language of food nutrients like magnesium, tryptophan, and healthy carbohydrates can calm the nervous system and promote quality sleep. Eating too heavy, late, or sugary disrupts this message, leading to poor rest and reduced energy. Learning how food affects your sleep is essential for overall well-being. Yes, this particular one is also very, very critical. We're talking about food, we're talking about rest, we're talking about recovery, then we are talking about eating late. It is not advisable. I think we've actually known it or heard it or read it from so many experts, yes, that eating late is not actually recommended. People shouldn't be eating right, and especially when you're an adult and you're eating late, you're consuming carbohydrates. It doesn't really digest easily, so it's a no thing. Don't eat late. In as much as you train, please don't eat that late. Don't eat late at night. So it's important to know this. When you eat after your exercises, ensure you rest, ensure you recover. So it takes some few period of time for one to recover from exercise. It actually has a cycle. So you recover. Make sure in order to also recover for your body tissues to repair, to allow the body tissue to repair properly. Of, okay, food reinforces the consistency. Healthy eating isn't just a one-time conversation, but a continuous dialogue. Consistent choices like eating breakfast, staying hydrated, and choosing whole foods build habits what lead to long-term wellness. When you choose consistently good meals, your body responds with consistent energy, stable mood, better metabolism, and improved immunity. We'll be going on the short commercials when we return. No more of this. Please, please, background the
Wow.
criteria
The second one,
is to have rations, eat clean, train, dirty. This is super cool.
yes, 90. This is the second sound. So when this video is displaying, it is the background sound that are supposed to be hearing, not what they are saying. That's why I said you should hear their own voice, hear their voice. All right, you're welcome back from that short commercials. Don't forget, this is still super cool. On food as a language. Yes, what language does your food speak? Does your language speak this? Sorry, does your food speak the language of balanced nutrients, balanced diet, balanced nutrition? Does it speak the language of fitness? Does it speak the language of happy mood? Does it speak the language of consistency, the language of mental health, the healthy lifestyle? Overall well-being, what language does your food speak? This is one thing you should be able to consider. What language does my food speak? Does it speak consistency? Does it speak fitness? Does it speak a healthy lifestyle? What language does your food actually speak? What food do you consume? What quantity of food do you consume? As an endomorph, as a metamorph, and as an ectomorph, what language does your food actually speak? Yeah, we've actually listed some points here that will actually help us in this journey of ensuring that our food speaks the language we need. That's your fitness lifestyle, your healthy lifestyle, your consistency, your rest, your recovery, your mental health, a whole lot of things, your happiness. These are things you should consider when you're actually consuming your food, your portion control. Consider them. Yes. So still on the topic. Still on the points you are listing. So we are talking about food speaks to your mood and happiness, like I said earlier. Does your food speak to your happiness and your mood? What mood do you actually have when you're talking about eating food or maybe after consuming your meal? Are you happy? Does your food give you that happiness? Do you actually derive that happiness when you're done eating your food? Remember, when you're done eating your food, another thing again is you rest. Then also putting into consideration your exercise time. Yeah, your body needs exercises. It is very, very important. So, certain food literally communicates with your brain. Omega 3, antioxidants, whole grains, and fermented foods support happy hormones like serotonin and dopamine. Like serotonin and dopamine. Meanwhile, excess sugar or junk food can send negative signals that trigger mood swings, low motivation, or irritability when you eat well. When you eat well, your body responds with a happy, balanced mood. Your mind understands the language of nourishment. Yeah, and I ask again, does your mind understand the language of nourishment? Do you actually derive joy? Are you happy? Do you find yourself in that happy mood when you're done eating? Does your food give you joy? Do you derive joy when you eat your food? All these things are things you should be able to consider. What are the components of your food? What are the ingredients that you're using to get your meal balanced? So you should also consider them very, very well. Yes, because we're talking about food as a language. And I said earlier that everybody likes food, irrespective of who you are. Yeah, some people might say, I'm not really a foodie person, but then you eat food. But then there is this particular food or some particular food that you crave for, that you actually enjoy eating, that you can even eat like 5 times in a day if you're actually given the opportunity. Yes, something that really has, food. Without food, our body systems cannot really work. It is food that actually fuels us. It is what energizes. It is what gives us energy to do work. We can't really carry out our daily tasks without eating, and eating properly. Not just eating food. We need to eat properly. We need to eat a balanced meal. Yes, in order to function optimally, effectively. Yes, so food as a cornerstone of a healthy lifestyle. Choosing wholesome meals forms the foundation of a vibrant lifestyle. A person who understands the language of food tends to move more, think more clearly, rest better, stay productive, and maintain a healthier weight. Food supports your daily habits, from morning energy to evening relaxation, and guides your life choices. Cornerstone. Then, is your food accessory to your healthy lifestyle? Are you living a healthy lifestyle? Does your food contribute to it? This is a question you should be able to ask yourself. These are the things you should be able to look inwardly. What does this really mean? What does this really speak of? Am I actually on this path that food becomes a cornerstone of my healthy lifestyle? Yes, it is also it's healthy that you see that you see that the person needs a healthy, yeah, because what it helps also build your mental health. Yes, you think right, it helps you to become more productive. When you don't really eat, you don't really become productive. You tend to be dizzy, you tend to be weak, because you're not that energy is not there, because you don't have that adequate food in your body that can actually empower you to carry out your daily activities, to carry out your task. Yes, so it is important you eat. It is important food forms that cornerstone that helps your healthy life style. So food and mental health communication. The gut and brain are communication. What you eat affects your thoughts, focus, stress, resilience. Nutrient-rich meals help reduce anxiety and improve clarity and support mental balance. When you send the right dietary messages, the brain responds with improved mental health and stability. Hmm. This is honestly this. I think at this point, I should say honestly, this particular one touches me most. Food and mental health communication. Wow, your gut communicates with your brain. It is actually being empowered by the food you put in there. Yes, so if you have that rich nutrient food in your system, you see these two elements, these components communicating effectively, you cannot easily break down. Yes, it is very, very important. You cannot easily break down. It helps with your emotional resilience. Yes, then nutrient-rich meals helps reduce anxiety. Yes, improve clarity. You should be able to understand this point very, very well and clearly. So, talking about overall well-being, speaks through food. Wow, it's another very good one. At the heart of it all, food is more than taste. It is a communicator. It tells the story of your values, your habits, and your lifestyle. When you choose nutrient dense food, proper portions, and consistent healthy habits, you speak the language of overall well being. A body that feels good, a mind that stays sharp, emotions that stay stable, and a life that thrives. Very, very important. Overall well-being. We're talking about overall well-being. How are you really? How your overall well-being? How does it look like? How will you actually rate it? You should also consider all these things. So mind the quantity and quality of food you consume, you put in there. It is very, very important. So at this point, we'll be going on a short commercials once again. When we return, Super will continue. My phone. Don't record. Welcome back from that short commercials. Don't forget you're tuned into FTV and then OB Radio FM. Yes, I earlier said you should call into the show to make your contributions. If you have an advert or observations, you can actually also call us to place your advert, make your contributions, make your observations known to us. You can as well send us an email on obradiofm@gmail.com. Download our app on fitness underscore talk show, while on iOS is fitness talk show. Yesterday we talked about food as language. What speak? Does it speak the language of fitness? Does it speak the language of rest? Does it speak the language of happiness, happy mood? Does it speak the language of consistency? Does it speak the language of nourishment? What language does your food speak? Are you eating the right food? Is your food balanced? Are you having a balanced nutrition? These are the things you should consider. As a human being, in order for you to do what to work effectively, to work optimally, you need to consider all these things. Your food should speak the language of nourishment. It should speak the language of happiness. It should speak the language of rest, fitness, and then this is where we are calling it a wrap on today's episode on Super Cook. Don't forget to always stay tuned to FTV and OB Radio FM to get up to date and the right information regarding your health style, regarding every aspect of life, be it a trendy gist, anything you think you need. This is the right station to stay tuned and to get things in order to get the information passed across to you. Thank you for staying through with us. Same station. Bye.
Without suicide. Basal metabolic rate determines daily energy expenditure, and daily energy expenditure determines daily calorie intake. By top criteria is to mark ratio.
Now go back to this one. This on our
Without.
if you try come up this one, okay, that's
This one determines daily energy expenditure. And daily energy expenditure determines daily calorie intake. Right criteria is to mark this is super cool.
so let's
Open Radio FM.
go on this system. Let's log in that
Without
app, the Facebook page on here.
basal metabolic rate
Because this
determines daily energy expenditure. And daily energy expenditure determines
possibly you take this laptop like this, there, you keep them by this side. You understand? See how we this one so that you can use this phone. This network need the season, not that the network. But this one is that off and on that is doing. Because off on the